Yes, Mzansi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Friday, where we continue to rock it. Now, possibly one of the biggest rock bands in South Africa right now. They go by the name of Fear of Falling. They're taking things to a blistering new level with the release of their album Turning Point. Before we get into the magic, let's take a sneak peek at their performance.
We've been through this before. I know we've had our ups and downs, but I'm still here beside you. There's nothing you could say that would make me change my mind. I'd still be fighting for you. Now I won't let go. I'm lost without you. We'll take it slow. I will never rush you.
Yes, Mzansi, our lead vocalist and guitarist, Jack Atlantic in the building. Yeah.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Welcome, man. First time on the couch, first time on Expresso. How are you doing?
Yeah, great. It's very early for me, but it's fantastic to be here. So thank you so much for having us.
Well done, obviously. I mean, yes, it is early, so already the first accomplishment has been smashed.
Yeah, last time I was up this early was when I was born. So.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Land of Living. I gotta say, this is incredible stuff. Obviously, you guys have started something epic, but you're playing with some seasoned professionals here, man. I'm seeing Brendan from obviously Circle. He's been in the game for so many years now. Sorry, Dale from Front Circle.
That's it.
Brendan from You, Me, and the Harmony.
Correct.
So, man, you're playing with some absolute legends already as it is. I gotta ask, how does this work? How do you just like roll up to some gents like this and say, hey guys, what, like, you want to start a band? How does it work? How do you start this?
Obviously, I've also got a solo career under Jack Atlantic, a lot of more kind of adult contemporary music, like John Mayer kind of vibes. And it started during the hard lockdown, the middle of the hard lockdown. I was doing Facebook live streams just to kind of pay the bills, and people would tip me and request songs.
Yeah, serving the people, I like that.
Yeah, our guitarist Lloyd Timka approached me on Facebook, sent me this message. He's like, listen, I heard you singing, I love your voice. I've written these songs and I'm looking for a vocalist. Would you be interested? And I listened to the stuff and I was like, wow, this is amazing. It's so different to what I normally do, out of my comfort zone. And kind of, the rest was history. We then approached Brendan from You, Me, and the Harmony as well to play bass. He was just supposed to session. He also listened to the songs, loved it, joined the band. And then Dale from Prime Circle, obviously. What an honor to perform with him. I mean, I grew up worshipping these guys.
Man.
Yeah, and went to his studio to record, and he was like, wow, I love this. I want to be part of this band. And I said, well, that's how the band formed.
I'm not going to say no to that.
Yeah, and so in the middle of the epidemic, which was quite interesting.
Absolutely incredible stuff, and it's such a perfect timing, I think, with all the nation going through so much. It's such a pleasure to be able to have that release and that relief of some good music and some rock music. Also a great way to express. And you guys went above and beyond. I mean, obviously releasing that debut EP coming from the name of Breaking Point, which was obviously just hot. And put you in standing to realize we need to do more, the people want more. And that brought out, obviously, the new album, Turning Point. How's it been received? How's the whole transition into an album? I mean, it's been 2 years. It must have felt quite quick. I mean, considering what you've already done, right?
Yeah, that's it. It was let's say, a completely different thing. Doing slightly heavier rock music. We wanted to do music that we like grew up listening to, and music we're really passionate about and love. And you said it was a release for everything going on in the world. It was just something for us to kind of release, especially vocally, get all those frustrations out, you know. So we did this EP, and we released our first single, and it went straight up to #1 on a few stations in the country. And then also overseas, internationally, in Europe and Australia and New Zealand and in the US. So we've like, listen, we've got time. We still had a lockdown. Lucky enough to have Dale's studio. So we sat in studio and worked on the full album. And it really came and told a story. And it's been fantastic.
And you guys are telling a story. I mean, obviously with Sunrise, like you mentioned, internationally just blowing up. But beyond that, I don't think it's just the songs that you guys are doing, but that story you're telling. Is there an intention in terms of telling that story, the names of the way that you're presenting these titles? There seems to be a deeper meaning here. Is it just fate or what?
No, so it's not a concept album, but it definitely tells a story. So from track 1 to the last track, and it basically deals with a man who's dealing with some demons in his life, and has dealt with, let's say, alcohol problems and depression and anxiety and losing his kids, and then fighting to get that back and to get his life back on track. So that whole album is a story about that, and finally, you know, sunrise, new hope, new beginnings. And the album ends up with home and basically, getting his family back and they'd gone through the whole journey of darkness and finally finding the light. And that's basically the definition of the album.
Jack, man, I absolutely love that. I hope that in some ways Expresso can be like your home today.
No,
you're finally back and you can obviously entertain Mzansi. So of course, we are going to carry on rocking it on Friday. And of course, Fear of Falling are not going to be going anywhere. There are going to be some epic performances coming up in Mzansi. Don't go anywhere. You definitely want to be entertained. And that means sticking to your Feel Good Breakfast show.